video, we'll talk about how to export your photographs from Lightroom Classic as Photoshop files if you or your print lab is making prints from a .PSD. So this can be a pretty straightforward process. Walking through that export, I've got my selected photos for print pulled up in my library. I'm going to hit Command A, which will select all of my photos that I'd like to send for print or to turn into .psd files. I'm going to right click on any of those images and go to Export and Export. From there, I see my export dialog box pop up, and I want to select a specific folder so I know exactly where those .psds are headed, and I'll hit choose from my library, find my external hard drive, go into my photo folder, 2025, and I'm going to select the specific folder where those photos came from in my photo shoot. So this is 2025.9.10 scavenger hunt. And within that, I'll create a new folder and call that PSDs for print and hit create. I'll hit choose on this box, and I want to make sure that put in subfolder is unchecked because I've already designated the folder where those are going to go. And then under file naming, I'll hit rename to and specifically custom name and sequence. And I know that the print folks who will be making these images are at the art support office, and there's a specific file naming structure to do this, and that is first name underscore last name underscore project name. And then because I have these photos going out as just regular 8.5 by 11 prints, I'm not going to specify the image size in my file name. However, if you were sending them to a print lab, for example, and you wanted to specify exactly that paper size, you could also add in 13 by 19 or 8.5 by 11, etc., to designate the actual physical print size. So the default is 8.5 by 11 for our print lab. So I'll just keep it as is, and it will start at number 1. And under the file settings, this is where we can set up our image format to be Photoshop or PSD. And our color space for printing is going to be Adobe RGB 1998. So make sure that one is checked. sRGB is standard sRGB for screen viewing and web images. But for print, I want it to be at Adobe RGB 1998. And the bit depth requested by our specific lab is going to be 8 bits instead of 16 bits. As I scroll down, I want to make sure I don't have any additional image sizing on there. I'm going to send the full exported .psd file so they have all of the pixels. I'm not going to worry about output sharpening because I've done all of that in my develop mode. I'll include my metadata, not worried about watermarking or post-processing for this, and I can hit export. And I'll be able to see those photos exporting as .psds and putting my file naming system along with that. And I should end up with a Finder window that pops up to show me that that process is ended and also reinforcing my file saving location. So we'll wait for that for just a moment. And the hope is this process can make your life a lot easier because you don't need to go to each photo individually and hit edit in Photoshop, but instead you've got all of these nicely edited and flattened PSD files that are ready to go. So yep, they're all there, 1 through 9, and they're in that Finder window within my hard drive in my file naming structure here. And now I know I can find my Photoshop files for print. I hope that helps the process. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.